Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Exploring Tampa Bay Commercial Real Estate. We talk about real estate primarily in the Tampa-St. Pete area, and we air our shows usually on Wednesday afternoons. My name is Jay Wittner.
And I'm Rachael Manzanares.
So we'll go ahead and get right into our show today.
All right.
Our first item is a big apartment complex for the Edge District. It's a 12-story project. And in their paperwork, they were a little bit vague about whether it was going to be apartments or condos. So I guess they'll decide to get a little bit closer in. That's why it says residential units down here.
Gotcha.
So they bought the lot last year for $6 million. So they're pretty serious. 209 units, 13,000 square feet of retail. So a nice retail component down at the bottom. And 175 parking spots, which for the Edge is really helpful.
Much needed.
So this is the site, if you're familiar with downtown St. Pete area, the Edge District. This is an older building from 1918. It's been used for a whole bunch of things over the years.
Wow.
But it's not a designated historic building.
Surprising.
So it seems like that's not going to be a problem. And the timeline of the project hasn't been announced so far. And the location here is at Central and MLK, 900 Central Avenue is the actual address.
Gotcha. So the next slide here, we're going to talk about two warehouses that sold in Pinellas Park for a total of $27 million. Total of 210,000 square feet. That comes to about $127 per square foot. The seller for this was the Cypress Business Park, and the buyer was Cabot Properties. These warehouses were located near the intersection of 62nd Street and Highway 19. So they're in North St. Pete. Jay?
Okay, next we have a transaction in North Reddington Beach. And this is a whole bunch of condos. Apparently some owner had like 90% of the condo units that they owned them, and they were using them as apartments. So that's the block of units that was purchased.
Gotcha.
The buyer was General Services, and the name of this place is Gull Harbor in North Reddington Beach. They paid $55 million for 263 units. So an average price of $232,000 per unit.
It's pretty high.
Which is a little bit high, but you know, the beach is right there, so I guess that makes sense.
Right.
The current rents are $1,350 to $1,886, 1 to 3 bedrooms, which I'm not really too familiar with the rent in that market, but it seems like it's a pretty good value for right on the beach.
Yeah,
so, sure. It's located at Gulf Boulevard, 173rd Avenue, and they did extensive remodeling, I guess, in preparation for the sale or before they put it on the market.
Gotcha.
So common areas and these units that they had as apartments have been remodeled. They've got clubhouse, fitness center, and a view of the beach, which is obviously the highlight there.
Right, right. So next we're going to look at the Tampa Grand Pavilion apartments. You'll notice throughout our presentation today a lot of apartment complexes being bought and sold in this area. The sale includes 264 units, works out to about $124,000 per door. The facility was built in 1984, and it consists of 1 and 2 bedroom units, anywhere from 540 square feet up to 873, so smaller units. The seller for this was ESG Cullen, and the buyer was Praxis Capital. The complex was recently renovated, about $3 million in renovations, which many of the amenities were also renovated. So this is located just north of Tampa's USF campus, if you're familiar with the Tampa area, 3110 Grand Pavilion Drive. Okay.
Next we have more apartments. Yay! Okay, North St. Pete, $114 million. This one is called Trellis at the Lakes. And it's a big place, 46 buildings with 688 apartments.
Wow.
So it's hard to remember, but I think this is one of the largest apartment complexes that we've talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
Built in 1981, and again, a little bit smaller units, 1 and 2 bedroom units there. Also, the seller, ESG Cullen, and the buyer is Stoneway US. So the sales per unit on this one is about $166,000. And the location is in the gateway area of St. Pete, if you're familiar with St. Pete, just off 4th Street. So 4th Street and Dr. MLK.
Gotcha.
Rachel?
Awesome. So here we're just going to highlight the pre-sales for the Reflection Condo Tower project. So this is an 18-story condo tower that's going to go up on Mirror Lake in downtown St. Pete. 81 units ranging from 1,168 square feet up to about 2,700 square feet. Prices for this building start in the 500s. So this is being done by the Hemmer Group. General contractor is Cast. The KW commercial team, John Labuddy, John Wittner, Jake Woolman, handled the property sale for this. And that is the parking lot of the Bridgepoint Church, if you're familiar with the area. This project is using a fantastic tool called Immersa to sell. So essentially it is VR, it's built off of a gaming platform, and drone photography is stitched in. So you really get to see your view before the building's even built, which is pretty great. Rooftop amenity deck will bring a bird's eye view of St. Pete to every resident. So this is 18 stories up. The rooftop has some beautiful amenities. And again, this is located just next to St. Pete's Mirror Lake, so on the northwest side of Mirror Lake. And as we mentioned here, just surpassed 20 million in pre-sales. Okay. And
now we're down in Bradenton with, yes, more apartment complexes.
This is your neighborhood.
Yeah, this is where I live, this area. $56 million for this apartment complex. This is called Vista at Palma, Sola. It has 340 units, 850 square feet to 1,250 square feet. This is a little younger than some of the ones we've looked at, built in 1991.
Nice.
It's on a nice 24-acre lakefront situation, which makes it a little bit more desirable.
Beautiful.
Rents are about $1,000 to $1,500 a month, and the sale comes to $164,000 a unit. And it's located at 3900 75th Street West, and this is 75th Street West and 40th Avenue West. And the buyer was Hilltop Residential of Houston, came over to buy this thing.
Oh, wow.
Rachel?
And we are going to talk about another apartment complex on this next slide. So this is north of the St. Pete area. This is the Land O'Lakes area. Tapestry Cypress Creek Apartments. This just sold for $79 million. This is a 341 unit complex consisting of 8 buildings on 14 acres. So this is a brand new project. This was built just last year in 2019, offering 1 to 3 bedroom units and great amenities here. Seller was Arlington Properties, buyer is Pasco Companies. And this deal comes to about $230,000 per unit, which is much higher than we've seen in any of these other sales. And again, this is located at Tapestry Park, so 2300 Tapestry Park near the premium outlets. Okay.
More apartments, Rachel.
Oh my gosh, surprise,
Yay.
surprise.
Okay, this is Isles of Gateway Apartments, and they sold 212 units for $31 million.
Okay.
These are 1 to 3 bedroom units, so maybe some larger units than some of the other ones we've looked at.
Right.
This one has 11 buildings on 18 acres, so a reasonable amount of property out there.
Yeah, for sure.
The seller is Peb Capital, and the buyer is Timberland Partners. And this is a little bit older than some of the ones that we looked at. This one's back in 1986 that they built this, but it appears to be in very good shape.
For sure.
So this one is at 4th Street and 106th Avenue North, and the address is 10600 4th Street North, and you can see from the map there.
Good size complex. All right.
And now for an older established complex.
An established complex, yes. So this is an older complex in Tampa. This just sold for $22 million. So West River Flats is the name of this complex. 135 units, so a little bit smaller. This was built in 1962. So average price works out to about $164,000 per door, which is great for the age of the building. Seller for this was Urban Core Holdings, and the buyer was Auto Investment Group. And these range from 1 to 3 bedrooms. Got a nice pool set up out there. So West River Flats is located at the intersection of North Rome and West Spruce, so a desirable area in Tampa. Okay.
We have an office building to talk about.
Yay, something new.
Don't know what to do with ourselves. So this is a 13-story office building in Tampa, sold for $57 million. The building is about 250,000 square feet, and the price per foot is $223.
It's a familiar building.
Yeah, the seller was the Atlanta Property Group, and the buyer is Bridge Investment Group. And the building is 83% occupied, and I don't think I've been in that building, but from the images, it looks very nice.
Yeah, classy.
So the location of this building is, and that may be one of the real highlights, Dale Mabry and Kennedy
Yep.
Boulevard. So
Yep.
everybody who knows Tampa knows where this thing is.
Yep,
So
for
that's
sure.
always a nice thing.
No wonder it looks familiar.
Rachel, you can do the next sub apartments.
Oh, more apartments. So this is a luxury complex that sold in Clearwater for $104 million. So very good price point there. Bainbridge Bayside Apartments. This is a 360 unit complex, and it's only a year old. So one of the newer complexes, which is represented in the price for sure. The buyer for this was Cortland. Sale works out to $289,000 per door.
Wow.
That is a very good price. So this facility, a lot of times when they are resold or renamed, so it's been renamed Cortland Bayside. And this is located at 19355 US 19 in North Clearwater. And I've actually toured this apartment complex. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have a warehouse in Pinellas Park. So this warehouse sold for $16 million, and the company is David off of Geneva. And it was a combination headquarters and logistics thing. They had some, I think, 10,000 square feet of office space in there, and the rest was like logistics warehouse.
Gotcha.
128,000 square feet. And the facility was built in 1997, and it's on a 5-acre lot. And the location is 3001 Gateway Center Parkway in Pinellas Park, right next to Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, good spot.
Next,
All
you
right.
can shop at this one.
Ah, I love it. I love it. So this is just highlighting overall sales. So outlet malls have been beating out traditional malls in the last few months, bouncing back much faster due to COVID and everything else we're going through right now. So outlet malls represent about 1% of retail, but generate about 10% of sales. So from late September, traffic was down 6%, while traditional malls were down by 33%. So pretty interesting to see new ways to shop via COVID and everything else that's going on. You got to find other ways around it. And we have several outlet malls in the area, so it works out nice for us.
Well, you can see from the picture, it's open air, it's outside,
Right.
people are a little more comfortable, so it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's our show for you today. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, for recapping our transactions for the month of November. Again, I'm Rachael Manzanares. This is Jay Wittner, and this is Exploring Commercial Real Estate Tampa Bay. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you guys next time.
Have a great day. Thanks for visiting with us.